Ntokozo Khumalo reports other business formations have also remembered Gordhan as a committed and loyal public servant.
In May, Gordhan announced his retirement from politics. The Black Business Council says his death is a huge loss for the country.
It is a loss to the country, to the continent, where you have a dedicated individuals that dealt with various trying issues during the past period.
Starting his political career in the 1970s, Gordhan chaired the Convention for a Democratic South Africa between 1991 and 1994. He also co-chaired the Transitional Executive Council, which prepared the country for its first democratic election in April 1994. He was a Member of Parliament, Commissioner of the South African Revenue Service, twice Finance Minister, and Minister of Public Enterprises from 2018 until he announced his retirement.
And you can look at SARS, you can look at DPE, the Department of Public Enterprises. I mean, he's one person that he stood firm in terms of dealing with the transformation.
The SA BRICS Business Council's Stravos Nicolau says Gordhan was one of the most influential and selfless public servants post-democracy, and recalls the COVID-19 pandemic as a reflection of Gordhan's commitment to the people.
He was the Minister of Public Enterprise and assisted immensely with shipments of critical medicines, vaccines. They were stuck at ports or could not enter our country. There were delays on the sea and on the water. And I must say, he took it very personally and got directly involved.
President of the General Industries Workers Union of South Africa has echoed sentiments about Gordhan's work to end apartheid, but says Gordhan struggled to connect to South African people after departing from the South African Revenue Service.
That's the reason that he struggled against corruption, could not mobilize, the vast majority of the working class people, because they could see that even if the state is freed from the capture of the Gupta family, of the Zuma faction of the ANC, the reality of corruption and the reality of the capture of the state as directed against the working class by the capitalist class as a whole, in whose interest the state actually is organized, that capture is not going to come to an end.
Economist David Root, who first met Gordhan in the 1990s, says he was an interesting man who left behind a complicated legacy. Root says Gordhan did extremely well at the Revenue Service, but says the South African Airways and State of Public Enterprises will forever be Gordhan's monuments.
A complex, interesting individual, somebody with very strong ideological beliefs, somebody that's very, very loyal to the ANC, and sometimes too much loyal to the ANC, to the detriment of South Africa as well.
For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in